Are we just rolling on?
Yep.
All right. Um, um, yeah, man, you gotta be careful, like with how you spend your money these days. Like even with things like supplements and stuff, because what you get in return is not sometimes worth the money. Like I even
Oh
think
man,
that
yeah.
now, even though I can afford it, I'm single and free and all that sort of shit. But you spend a couple $100 on supplements, and then after a while, you just like, oh yeah, they make a minimal difference. Okay, maybe if I just ate an extra salad or something, I might feel better. Like who knows? But it's just there's all these things now that just take our money. Like even this is a subscription.
Yep.
You've like everything's a subscription when it comes to videos. There isn't just one source now. It's just like five, six, seven different sources.
Yep.
Yeah, and so like it's that kind of 2030 WEF plan of like renting everything, basically just being a part of the state, living in a 15-minute city, because the
Mm-hmm.
cost of living and like your footprint when it comes to like driving around and um, you know taking flights and stuff, it's just too high. So there's going to be all these restrictions come in, which
Yeah.
isn't great. And the cost of living is just like part of the surrender. Like, how can you do anything? You've got no money.
Yeah, well said, man. Part of the surrender, like well said. I mean, once upon a time, I worked, and I've been fortunate enough to kind of love my jobs, even when they paid me peanuts. And
Yeah.
now I loathe it. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Even at the top position. And there's been a recurring theme at some point. A job just completely disrespects me in their own way, and I just cannot stand for that. And there's just no need for that. And it boils down to
Well,
cost cutting or whatever, or making me force, making me. Oh shit, sugar.
no, keep going, keep going. No, we gotta
You
keep,
know,
we gotta keep this rolling.
damn Shuggy. Making me force a team to do things that I do not believe in just because it's legislation. Like, that's a whole other conversation. Like, I was in a position to force my whole team to, you know, to get to get medicated with a syringe, right? And I was
Yeah.
just like, what the hell, man? Like, I was like, I'm not forcing my team to do this. I'm not even forcing myself to do this. So there's so many pain points a job is just puts you through if you're there long enough. And if you're strong enough and stubborn enough like me, where I'm just like, I don't believe in that, and I'm not going to make other people do that. So ergo, go fuck yourself.
I mean, that's why they call it a job, man. It's just over broke. If you're in a good job, there's a reason. You're a wanted person. If you're not in that like high value status, which maybe like 5% of people are, then companies have just realized that because we have cheap imports now, as far as workers go, that you can just start to demand things from people, and that comes
Yeah.
and that like generates even more money. See, all of that, like medication, all those things, it's all feeding another monster, which is just making money. Oh, we won.
Yeah, I mean, I personally believe that at one point or another, a job will put you in a situation where you're going to be really tested, and you're going to, the veil will be, it'll be unveiled. The whole thing about that job will be completely unveiled. And you will see who in that job is going to comply and who is not.
Yeah.
And I think that happens to anybody and everybody that stays within a job long enough.
Yeah.
And that's the that's another sad reality of a job. And it's not like it's going to test you in a crafty way. I mean, it's good when you're in a job and it tests you in a crafty way of like real problem solving, but unfortunately that time is not the kind of, it's going to test your character rather than your abilities at the job. Like, they're not abilities that they're testing. So fundamentally, jobs will just screw you at one point or another. I've seen it, I've
Yeah.
experienced it, and I've seen
Jobs
it, and I've
suck
heard
so
it.
much, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jobs suck so much. You don't even have one.
Yeah, exactly. Point in case. I'd rather grind something and go broke out of sheer love that's mine and that I own than to get rich over
Well, I mean, look,
something that I think is absolute trash.
yeah, I think it's realizing that jobs aren't going to get you rich and that you do have to start a business. And then every now and then when you fail or it doesn't work out, you go back to doing the job. And like, that's kind of just how people that are successful do it. And it sucks.
Yeah.
But that's just the trade-off is that, yeah, you might strike a, lucky the first time and have success. You might have success and then fail. And then you've got to go back to a job again, build up. Some people won't build up again to like go out and do it themselves, but unless you get that cushy job, you lower your expenses and expectations. You never go on holidays. You have cheap cars. You eat cheap food. Then yeah, like you have to start a business.
Yeah.
It's pretty much no other way. There's
I
no other
mean,
way.
look, if you're young coming into the world and you're still kind of learning reality, that's fundamental. Like a job can definitely help you. I mean, it can help you gain skills and stuff, but you definitely get to a point where you're just going, this is fucked. Like, I need to get out. And then you start realizing how to use a job as more as a tool or a stepping stone. That's where a job's always going to be good, like as a stepping stone,
Yeah.
especially when you're young and you're just, you're like a fetus in the world. But eventually you just realize that it's not where it's at, which is sad because once upon a time, like I've spoken to enough people that have had respectable positions and they've all said the same thing. They've all said the same thing. Unless you're prepared to sell your soul to the devil every day, all day, for years, and there's people like that, and they have no problem, go for it. I mean, if that's you, I got nothing against you. Like, do it.
Yeah, and like it's not always like sell your soul to the devil, but like some people are just, you know, more interested in that for whatever reason. But I think that like it doesn't matter. Like the fact is still the fact that like it's not a way out. It's just that you lower your expectation in life. And if you have like a higher expectancy of like life is about some experiences, you should have some kind of freedom to travel. And okay, yeah, they didn't have that in the 1800s, but we're not living in the 1800s, so
No.
we should have way more freedoms than what we used to have in a advanced society. And so I think that's where the human starts to yeah, you either retreat inside and dull yourself down with drugs, or many different forms of drugs. It could be drama TV or whatever. And then the
Yeah.
other option is that you live a potentially painful life. It's not always comfortable, but you're growing and experiencing. You're taking your life into your own hands, and you just try and weave around the whole government ownership of you, because they're not there to save you.
No. No. And look, obviously there's most people out there, especially if they have families or young families, and other obligations, parents and etc. Well, I mean, we all, parents that rely on us and things. Like, you might have a variety of obligations or debt where you're really pushed and forced into retaining the status quo of work. I mean, totally get that.